Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. Tinubu meets NLC leaders ahead of nationwide protest planned for today. Reps seek legislative intervention in NMDPRA Dangote refinery dispute. NCCA directs airlines to provide fair filings amid rising passenger complaints. A very good day to you and welcome to Impact News Hour on First Next News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has met with leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC ahead of the union's proposed nationwide protest over rising insecurity scheduled for today, 17th December. Present at the meeting held at the State House in Abuja included the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Governor Mande Okpebolo of Edo State, Governor Nasiru Idris of Kebbi State, and the Minister of State for Labour and Employment in Kiruka, Onyejocha. NLC President Comrade Joe Ajaero led Labour leaders to the meeting, according to a report by presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga. However, no information has been released on what was agreed between the president and the Labour leaders at the meeting. But it was expected that the meeting will focus on averting the planned demonstration and finding common ground on security challenges, which was the main instigator of the nationwide protest by the Labour unions. Away from that story, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed deep sorrow over the death of former Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, describing him as an eminent jurist whose life was devoted to the cause of justice and the strengthening of Nigeria's judiciary. Justice Tanko, who hailed from Bauchi State, died on Tuesday in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the age of 71. He served as a Chief Justice of Nigeria between 2019 and 2022. In a statement issued by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu said the late jurist's distinguished career on the bench, which culminated in his appointment as CJN, was defined by integrity, courage, and an unwavering commitment to the rule of law. The president described Justice Tanko as a disciplined administrator and dedicated public servant, noting that he devoted the greater part of his life to upholding justice and safeguarding the independence of the judiciary. According to Tinubu, the former Chief Justice made invaluable contributions to the development of Nigeria's legal system, adding that his influence would endure, particularly among the many judges and legal practitioners he mentored during his years of service. The president extended his heartfelt condolences to the family of the deceased, the Supreme Court of Nigeria, the bar and the bench, as well as the government and people of Bauchi State over the loss. He also prayed for the Almighty Allah to grant the late Justice Tanko eternal rest and comfort all those he left behind. Moving on, Chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Resources, Midstream, Prince Henry Okoji, has called for the urgent need for legislative intervention in addressing the ongoing disputes between the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, and the Dangote refinery. He made a call at a high-level committee workshop aimed at capacity building, strengthening policy direction, and strategic planning for Nigerian's petroleum midstream segment organized by the committee in Abuja. The conference brought together lawmakers, industry experts, regulators, and key stakeholders to deliberate on pathways for improved efficiency, infrastructure development, and sustainable growth within the sector. He noted that the dispute has significant implications for sector stability, investor confidence, and energy security. He urged that the committee play a crucial mediatory and oversight role to ensure regulatory clarity, fairness, and sustainable resolution in the national interest. Okoji underscored the strategic importance of the midstream sector in Nigeria's oil and gas value chain. He noted that efficient processing, transportation, and storage infrastructure remain critical to energy security. industrial growth and economic diversification. Okoji emphasized the committee's commitment to legislative oversight, policy support and stakeholder collaboration aimed at unlocking investments and removing operational bottlenecks in the sector. Moving on, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has ordered domestic airlines to submit their fare filings to the Directorate of Air Transport Regulation. Specifically, the authority warned that inconsistencies could result in sanctions. The move comes as complaints from passengers escalate, citing flight cancellation, delays and alleged ticket resale at inflated prices. Speaking during a meeting with airline operators in Abuja, Mr. Michael Achimugu, NCAA's Director of Consumer Protection and Public Relations, said reports showed some fares exceeding 500,000 naira without any corresponding rise in statutory taxes or fees. He insisted that airlines must ensure their submitted fares reflect actual selling prices and stressed that violations would attract strict regulatory action. He revealed that NCAA had carried out inspections and sting operations across multiple airports, uncovering irregular ticketing practices, poor communication with passengers, and slow refund processing. Achimugu warned that persistent offenders could face penalties of up to 100 million naira. Representatives from the airlines acknowledged challenges with refund processing and blamed third-party ticketing agents and payment platforms. The pledge to improve communication, provide timely refunds, and ensure passengers are informed promptly during disruptions. Away from that story, the Permanent Secretary of the State House, Mr. Temitope Fashedemi, has assured retiring staff of the presidency that their years of service remain valued, announcing that the State House will now formally celebrate retirees through an institutionalized annual recognition program. Fashedemi gave the assurance on Tuesday at a reception organized for retiring staff at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja, where he said the era in which public servants exited quietly without acknowledgement was over. According to a statement issued by the Director of Information and Publicity, State House, Mr. Abiodun Oladunjoye, the Permanent Secretary urged retirees to remain connected to the institution, noting that their experience, institutional memory, and mentorship would continue to be relevant. He said welfare recognition and rewards have become central pillars of modern public service management and would guide how the presidency honors its workplace. The crying past practices where long-serving officials simply disappeared from duty roles without ceremony. Fashedemi said the new approach aligns with reforms in the federal civil service. That's all on the news on Impact News Hour on First Next News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.